So where do you begin? If everything you've been doing is only been creating pressure, how do you begin repairing the marriage, right? I'll tell you like this. Okay, let's create a clean slate here, because I want to show you something you can work with immediately to create relief. Okay. Yep. We're going to call it the personal power cycle. The personal power cycle. Okay. It begins when you stop making their trust the first thing you are trying to control. That shouldn't be the first thing you're trying to control. Right? You cannot erase the affair. Like, either you had sex or not, it's still called an affair. It's an emotional affair, whatever, right? In their mind, it's the worst case scenario of an affair, and you need to understand that. Well, your feeling is now reality. I heard one girl pandering on the internet saying your feelings are no facts. Actually, feelings are the only facts that exist. Go figure. Okay, go and check ChatGPT or any of your favorite generative AI. They'll tell you very quickly, feelings are as good as facts. Okay, you cannot erase the affair. Okay, regardless of how resentful you feel about the fact that it's just feelings, you cannot command forgiveness. You cannot manipulate people into forgiveness. You cannot control whether divorce remains on the table today. Like, that today part is the key word. That's not going to happen. Right now, you do control that to a large extent over if you respect time. Okay, and you can become what you need to focus on is capacity. Okay, your capacity to navigate your own emotions, the panic. Yes, your own emotional intelligence. Yes, precisely. Right, your ability, your capacity to navigate panic. Right, instead of allowing panic to keep creating this version of you, right, that's obviously creating the wrong result, we need to start creating capacity so you can actually successfully navigate that. Because if you're able to do that, that automatically builds trust. So I'm going to show you what we call the personal power cycle. Personal. And put that on the board here. Yeah. The personal power cycle. There you go. All right. So now the personal power cycle, guess what? It's still triggered by panic. Okay. It's still triggered by panic. Right. Now, obviously, you're going through pain just as much, right? But obviously you created that pain, right? You created that pain. You thought, well, it's for better or worse, right? They're supposed to stay there with you forever and ever and ever and ever. And then you found out the hard way. You learned the hard way, right? That not only are you human, which is why you committed the atrocities you committed, the other person is also human, right? So now, because they're human, they don't get to make absolutes either. Okay, at the end of the day, they're just looking for safety, security. They want to feel safe in a relationship with their partner. That's the bottom line. If you understand this, problem solved. You just have to now navigate your way to it, right? Anyway, but panic will not let you see that. Like, the panic is still there. It started like that, right? And panic will happen every time you encounter something that sends a shockwave to your system that you've never seen before, even if you're the one who started the bad behavior, right? Your husband or your wife, yes, they're still angry, right? They're still struggling with trust. Maybe not in this kind, but it happens, okay? And divorce can still be mentioned, and we're not going to pretend that that's not what you're dealing with. And that can happen. There's no guarantees in life. That can happen for any reason, even outside of cheating, infidelity, or adultery, right? The shift is that panic no longer get automatic control of your behavior. That's the shift we need to make. So we're going to, instead of going in the direction of what did we have before, instead of going into proving mode, making explanations and complaining at the same time, instead we're going to go to what we call our first core pillar. It's called grounding. Okay, it's called grounding. Now, what do we mean by grounding, right? Before you attempt to explain or solve problems, you need to understand the problem. You need to actually have a base, a routine, a foundation for yourself. You don't want to make the same mistake all over again. That same mistake you made by starting a marriage without knowing what you're doing, it's not just you. We all did it. Okay? It's okay. Okay? But you're lucky to be here to learn this, right? Before you ever explain or offer solutions or answers, you need to first of all understand the question. You need to understand the problem you're trying to solve first, right? Before you explain again, before you beg again, right? You want to ask again. Before you investigate another reaction from them, monitoring, right? You want to go back to self. Do you even have the capacity? Right? Do you have the foundation? Right? Actually, you do have something. Okay? Because if you didn't have anything, they wouldn't be married to you. I know you kind of forgot that, which is why you got into this lack of self-respect place where all you're doing is just begging for them to come back to you. I know. I'm taking that into another direction entirely. No, really. They don't want this weak person who is always begging, clinging, needy after they've committed cheating. That's disgusting to them. It's annoying. Okay? It's there's another word I'm looking for, right? Remember, they're already embarrassed, right? It just irks them. They can't even explain it, right? But it only gets worse, right? Yes, even though open honesty and all that kind of stuff, if that's accompanied by a weak version of yourself, they've concluded they don't want you anymore. So you need to go back to self. You need to go back to your God. You need to go back to your higher self. That's what we mean by grounding, right? You need to come back to what is actually happening instead of the catastrophe you've created in your head. Somebody is leaving you because you cheated. I promise you, it's not the end of the world. Okay? Worst case scenario, you apologize and they have to figure out the rest of their life. You have to figure out the rest of your life. Everybody goes their separate way. That's the worst case scenario. And guess what? The chances that worst case scenario is going to happen like right now in the next few days is almost none, because most people that go through infidelity, they stay. They might end up crashing out later on, but they stay. They stay for up to 5 years before other issues align, because they never fix the issue and before they leave. That's the reality. I told you the numbers, okay? There's tons of studies around this. So, but fixing this issue and actually building a stronger marriage goes straight to 60 to 80% chances, especially when you have a clear path for recovery. Okay? So stop the panic. Go to grounding. From panic, you can't stop the panic. Just find your way to grounding. Grounding means yourself. It means your God. It means you're a God, right? And not by being arrogant in any way, shape, or form, right? Just recognizing the blessings, how much of a blessing you are to yourself today. Just recognizing that so you can come back to a place of confidence before you try to fix external issues. Do you understand? Everything is going to follow from here, right? Instead of thinking of just being overly consumed by my marriage in crisis. Listen, your marriage is in crisis. Yes, that's a fact. We can call that a fact, but we need to start from there. Not just, I need to fix it today. Because no, you're not going to fix it today. That's actually the arrogance. Okay, that's the pride right there. And that's actually going to destroy things more for you. It's actually controlling behavior. Attempting to get that person to forgive you right now today, that's the controlling behavior. Okay, now avoiding that and being okay with, like it's going to be like it's going to be sunshine again. It looks like it's all raining and gloomy and cloudy right now. Trust me, it's going to be sunshine again. And you need to get back to yourself to just see that it's just a fact. So it's gratitude, going back to gratitude. So we have the 3 core pillars. Gratitude. Gratitude is a major part of that. Okay. From there, you're able to move into purpose. Okay. From there, you can now make your moves from a place of purpose. Now, this experience has been painful to your partner, right? It's pain, right? But we're going to flip this pain. We're going to flip this pain by way of grounding into purpose. As a matter of fact, there's no such thing as purpose without pain, because there's no frame of reference. That's just, you just, oh, I'm moving with purpose.